questions from my colleagues? All right, next up is 23-01150. It says citywide janitorial services with American Facility Services. I understand Commissioner Santillo, you'll be speaking to this one.
Yes, there may be some additional context from DOP on this as well.
Okay, yeah. That was going to be my question too, is just kind of looking at the history of this contract, all the amendments that we've done, extensions and added money, and just since it's going to a month to month, I'm assuming we're going out for procurement on this one. So just want to make sure between you and the CPO, we're ready to speak to that on Wednesday.
That's correct, Mr. Wong. Okay. We are going out with an RFP on this.
Okay, all right. Other questions or requests from my colleagues on this one? All right, 23-01151. This is
Hey, Alex.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm probably going to want to ask to get a status report on the curb market management, see what's happened since we discussed it last time, Mr. Santillo.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, I made a note of that. Thank you, Mr. Shook. All right, next up is the land swap. We'll be speaking to this. It's going to come from Deem or Parks for ADOT.
I'll confirm, Mr. Chair.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just again, an explanation of this one will be needed as well. So, all right, 23-01152, First Amendment to sole source with Verizon's for the airport. Who will be speaking to this, AIM or airport?
It would be airport. Hi, this is Anita.
Hey, Ms. Williams, how are you? Will it be B or someone else?
The general manager.
Okay, great.
B.
Thank you. All right, questions or requests on this paper from my colleagues? All right, item 8, 23-01153. This is $50,000 grant for Criminal Justice Coordinating Council. Who will be presenting this on Wednesday? All right, Mr. Pace, I'm gonna hopefully you can find out and let either me or Corinne know in advance.
Yeah, I'm hoping people didn't think recess started today.
we still got work to do, at least this week. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Pace. All right. Next item is 23-01154. This is the tax levy paper, so that we'll hold this in anticipation of the budget hearing process. Moving on, 23-01174, Councilmember Boone's paper for Kronos Workforce Management, second renewal option. Is this a finance paper or an HR paper or AIM paper?
This is for AIM. Kronos is for AIM.
Okay. And who's going to be speaking to this on Wednesday?
Ted Andrews.
Okay. Oh, okay. I think I knew that. All right. Questions or requests on that one? Pretty straightforward. All right, and then 23-01175, Councilmember Boone's paper for Oracle accounting structure. This is to align some fund department organization numbers. Is finance speaking to this one?
This is the executive office paper, and I'll be speaking to this item, Councilmember Moore.
Oh, okay. All right, questions or requests on that one?
Who was that, Mr. Chair? Who was that?
That was Mr. Pace. All right, thank you. Next item, actually, 12 and 13 we'll take together. 23-01176 and 1177, both Councilmember Overstreet's paper for some vendors for the Jazz Festival. Will someone from the Arts Cultural Affairs Office be speaking to these two? I'm assuming.
Yes, sir.
This is
Who was that?
Prothrow.
Okay.
I will be speaking to this on Wednesday.
Great. I do have a question about this Yeah, the 23-1176, the Phoenix concessions. Just
Yes.
if you could bring with you some historical context in terms of what revenue this actually generates for us,
Yes,
that would be helpful, please.
will do. Thank you.
Excellent. Oh, yeah, and on both of these too, just be prepared that we're going retroactive to August of last year on both of these. So let's just be prepared for that discussion as well, please.
Okay.
All right, other questions or requests for those two? All right, 23-01178, Councilmember Hillis and Boone. These are quick claim deeds. Who is this? Commissioner Remy, are you going to be speaking to these?
Yes, I believe so. I believe I'll be speaking to that one.
Okay. All right. Any questions on that paper? All right. That takes us now to resolutions. The first one is 23-R3330. Councilmember Boone's paper, a donation of $100,000 to Martin Luther King Jr. Center. The paper she read in did not have a funding source. Do we know if there has been one identified for this for a substitute on Wednesday? CFO Bala, I saw you come off mute, but I can't hear you.
Yeah, no, we don't know where the funding source for this
Okay.
is coming from, so maybe I'll have a conversation with the administration.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So I'll leave that question open then, and we'll see if it's ready on Wednesday. All right. Next item 23-R3391, Third Amendment with T-Mobile for AIM to add funding. Is Tez Andrews going to be speaking to this one? I understand there's a substitute for this that changes the dollar amount downward. But is Tez going to be speaking to this as well from AIM?
I don't mind speaking to it. This is Ashaki, Anthony.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would want to have a conversation about the dollar amounts kind of all over the place since the first the underlying contract was signed. So just the notion of kind of the procurement process on this as well. So just be ready for that discussion, please.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Other questions or requests from my colleagues on that one? All right, 23-R3392. This is a special procurement with Construction Engineering and Management Company, pedestrian safety projects. Will someone from ADOT be speaking to that one? I'm assuming.
Yes. Good afternoon, Council Member Juan. This is Ibrahim Abu Saud, and I'll be speaking about that.
Okay, thank you. And I understand that this is actually the funding source for this is the 2015 bond and T-SPLOST funding. Is that correct?
I will confirm that.
Okay. All right.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. All right. Great. Any other questions or requests? We'll need to talk about that piece as well on Wednesday if that is indeed the source. All right. Other questions or requests? All right. 23-R3393 task order with Rubio and Sons for Atlanta Police Department SWAT office. Commissioner Santiello, you'll be speaking to this one?
Yes, I will be speaking to this.
All right. Any questions or requests on that one? It's pretty straightforward. All right, 23-R3394, renewal number 1 with Wells Fargo Bank. CFO Ball, are you going to be speaking to this? Or someone from your department?
I can speak to it.
Or Courtney Knight will speak to it.
I'm sorry, who was that?
But either myself or Treasurer Knight can speak to it.
Okay. All right. All right, questions or requests on that? All right, 23-R3395. This is Special Operations Food Services for APD. I understand that either Peter Amon or Yolanda Pascal are going to speak to this. Any questions or requests for information on that one? All right, and the last resolution is 23-R3396, Municipal Court for Judicial Correction Services. I have Rashida Davis as speaking to this. Is that correct?
Good afternoon. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, very good. Thanks. This one, I'm assuming it's on month to month. Are we going out for procurement on this? Is that why?
Yes, we're going to do a RFP.
All right. And then also this is there is a revenue component to this, right? The underlying contract. So if you could bring any of the historical data on that, that would be helpful.
Okay.
All right. Other questions or requests for this one? All right. Under dual referreds, we have 3 new ones that are making a pit stop. One in transportation, and that is 23-0-1173. This is to extend the due date for council district plan. That's going to stop in transportation. We've got 23-R-3326. This is to allocate 25% of monies from the Public Safety Training Center to workforce housing. That's stopping in CDHS first. And then item 24, which is 23-R-3328. This is legislation. We're creating a clean slate law, which is making its pit stop in public safety this afternoon. And we'll see how those committees dispense with those to see if they move to ours, but we'll be ready if they do. All right, papers held in committee. I understand that there are 2 coming off. The first one is 39, which is 23-R-3208. This is special procurement for recyclables processing with Pratt. I'm assuming, is this going to be either Commissioner Wiggins or Ms. Greenlee or someone else?
This will be Ms. Greenlee.
Okay, great. And I understand that we were just waiting for the iPro, which we have, so we'll need to amend to attach that, but.
That is correct.
Perfect. Any questions or requests on that one? Okay, and then item 45, I believe, is the watershed refund paper. I think we've got a substitute for that ready to go. Is that correct?
We do. This is
Okay.
Jonathan. I'll be speaking to that.
Okay, very good. All right, Mr. Williams, I appreciate it. Anything else coming off of held that we missed? Okay. All right, before I let everybody go, just wanted to give everyone a heads up. I've been contacted by the law department. I have not had a chance to follow up with Ms. Robinson about it, but with the federal emergency status being lifted soon, we've been able to do the briefings virtually by virtue of that status. With that going away, I'm not exactly sure what that means for online briefings. So I will find out and follow up and let y'all know. Obviously, we'll be going on recess after this Wednesday's council meeting. So we've got a couple weeks to figure this out. But just wanted to at least give y'all a heads up about what may be coming down the pike. So there may be 3 options. One is to convene in person. Second one is to not convene at all. And then third is I understand that there may be a way just to do it with the CFO and Mr. Pace, and then have the request disseminated out to the appropriate departments post that small meeting versus and the FEC meeting. So just stay tuned. I'll let y'all know what the kind of what the options are and what the decision is once I talk to law. Any questions or comments on that? Okay, if there's nothing else, then thank y'all very much for a quick briefing. We'll see everybody 1:30 Wednesday in committee room. Y'all have a great Monday.